That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right. All right. Welcome to Straight Red Card. This is the show we're going to talk about the Sounders win the Champions League and what that means with them going to the Club World Cup and why that isn't or is important. But it was funny the other night, Brett. I was making a list of my favorite bands from the 90s and early 2000s. And I was going down the list. Remember we talked about Jesus Lizard the other night?
How could I forget?
Yeah, and Slint. I had Pavement, Sebado, Pixies, Sonic Youth, Radiohead. You would know Radiohead.
I know Sonic Youth and I know Pixies.
Okay.
I mean, I know maybe like I couldn't name a song from Sonic Youth, but I've definitely heard music from them before.
Guided by Voices, our label mates. Guided by Voices. Modest Mouse, Built to Spill. After
I was going to bring up Modest Mouse with you too.
That was a pretty mainstream one. I could guess the ones you knew. So here are the other ones.
What about Franz Ferdinand?
Yeah, not a fan.
What? What?
I bet you
I
know.
could have swore that was going to be up your alley.
I like two of their songs. Two.
Oh, I don't know how many CDs they have. The one CD I have, I love it all.
My brother liked them, so he would send me copies back in the old days. Elliott Smith, you probably know too.
I don't think so.
Really? Oh,
Doesn't sound familiar.
It's pretty mainstream. He did the soundtrack for Good Will Hunting, or parts of it.
I'm sure if I heard it, I would know it, but.
And then his girlfriend stabbed him in the heart. Well, apparently she said he stabbed himself in the heart twice and killed himself. So that sounds pretty unlikely. I can't imagine stabbing myself once in the heart, but stabbing yourself twice through the heart, through your rib cage.
Real quick action, I guess. I don't know.
I never bought that story.
He tripped and fell on it. I swear.
You'd be like, bam, oh, because he was not on any drugs either. Like, you would freak out if you stabbed yourself.
Fell down the stairs with a knife or something like that.
How do you?
That was it.
And then he already on the first stab hit one of his major ventricles, so he's probably dying immediately. Yet he had enough power and strength to do it twice.
Must be twice.
I don't know, dude. Elliott Smith, look it up. I knew you knew Weezer. Beck, Smashing Pumpkins.
You're a big fan of Weezer? I like Beck.
I like the early Weezer.
School, huh?
Yeah, I like some of the newer ones here and there, but I'm not as much of a fan of their new stuff. Beck, kind of the same thing. Smashing Pumpkins, same thing. Just don't like the later stuff. The Strokes.
Smashing just had a CD come out recently, didn't they?
They might have. I wouldn't noticed. Strokes.
Sure. Let me have heard of them. Yes.
Love that. Arcade Fire.
Yes. Didn't think that was going to be up your alley, but sure.
Oh, I love that album with all the houses on it. What one was that called? Oh, what a great fucking album that is, dude. I listened to that until the CD didn't work anymore. Interpol. I didn't think you would have heard of that.
Oh, the governmental agency.
And White Stripes. Those are just off the top of my head.
I was going to bring it up because you kept talking about like complexity and how like like bands. They're being forced down your throat to like three chords over and over again because it's a hit. But then White Stripes is literally dun 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 dun.
Well, that's a lot more than three chords.
Yeah, whatever. It's like this. It's the same fucking thing strung over and over and over and over and over and over and over the entire song.
Those aren't really chords. They're just it's
whatever.
Baseline. I love that song.
Look,
First time I saw it on David Letterman, I nearly shit my pants.
I liked the song, but then it just got overplayed everywhere.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Now I hear it, I'm just like,
I can't listen to it anymore. But
it was a good song.
I have their first 4 albums. I love most of them. There's at least a few good songs on the later ones too. But and then I guess he just put out another new one. So and I don't think it's called White Stripes. I think it's him. Because I guess the divorce with his wife is final. I don't think she's even on the album. honestly. Whatever her name was. Remember, it was always the rumor.
I don't know why I thought it was his sister that was the drummer.
Because they lied about it for years.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, they were actually divorced.
I'm glad that I'm not just making shit up there. Okay.
Yeah, they lied about it for years. They were married. Then they got divorced, but they stayed together for a while for the band through the whole boom, 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 boom album. Her name's Meg. And not the Meg we know. But anyhow, she was the drummer.
Black cooler if it was.
Oh, well. All right. So anyhow, that was kind of funny that went through my brain last night when I was like, okay, what music am I going to listen to tonight? I'm like, I started writing down bands, and I'm like, wonder how many of these Brett would know. Yeah, you knew some of them. Good. Good for you. All right.
I would say at least about 40, maybe 45% of them.
Yeah. But then if I ask you to name a song, well, fuck, if you ask me to name a song right now, I probably
I was going to say, I mean, unless you're just a diehard of a specific band, there's no way you probably remember the actual name of the song for most shit.
For as much as I play that Arcade Fire album with the neighborhood on it and all that, I couldn't remember a single name of a song right now. No way. Too many of these. All right, so and old age. I'd like to use old age as an example.
And you chalked up as a Coldplay fan.
I can stand it. I can stand it. If it's on the radio, I won't turn it off. And there are some ones I like. Okay. Sure. You know, I'd give them like a 7 out of 10.
Wow, that's very generous of you. I didn't think it was going to be that high.
Most of these guys I do. I only do 9s and 10s and an occasional 8.5. So I don't go any lower than that.
Props to your lady friends. I only do 9s and 10s.
Don't even entrap me into a discussion about my ex-wife at this point. All right. All right. So did you watch the game last night?
Parts of it. Fell asleep to it too.
I mean, the whole thing about this is, I'm really happy the MLS got that off our chest, off our shoulders, got that chip off.
Proverbial monkey off your back.
Yeah. So there are two things that come up in these conversations on the Faceburgers, and that is sorry,
so my
nickname for Facebook, Faceburgers. And one is the gloaters who are saying, ha ha, Mexico, this means our league's better than yours now. Well, can we win a few more in a row first before we start saying that? I don't think we can quite say that quite yet. First of all, they don't have a cap really, so they're still going to have, and we did not beat the best team in Mexico in that tournament in the final.
It does make you wonder why. I mean, the national team is even coming in pillaging our league. So
yeah, people brought that up too. They're like, why do you keep stealing all our dual nats up here in MLS? Why don't you leave them alone?
Can't you produce your own?
Yeah. Fact is, they are producing some of their own, but they're ignoring them in lieu of recruiting ours. Because it's better that we don't have them, that they have them and don't use them. You know? Mm-hmm. Come on. I mean, that's our strategy. It really is. They don't want us to have these
brutal
players.
And mean.
So the point here is that Seattle won, and I'm not going to go through the whole game. It was a fun game to watch. Not for Brett. He fell asleep. But I watched it to the end. And the fact that it was a crushing 3-0, a resounding 3-0.
Yeah, the scoreline was what shocked me. You know, just coming out of the final with the 5-2 aggregate. So, I mean, that's an astounding and authoritative win.
It was an ass beating,
yeah.
And Pumas just aren't that good right now. Saucedo didn't play for them, by the way. But
just bringing up the stats, Sounders had 15 shots, 9 of them on target. That's pretty fucking good, by the way.
Yeah.
Pumas had 7 shots, only 1 on target. Possession was roughly equal. Pass accuracy was equal. Pumas fouled a shit ton more.
So it's really hard to say how important this is. It's important because going forward, MLS teams are going to think this is a possible thing now.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, it's doable. And we might see Mexico send their best teams to the tournament next time. I don't know. They don't.
How are the teams picked in Mexico? I mean, I know how MLS teams pick their teams, but
Depends on what year it is and what other tournaments are being played, and if they were invited to those. Mainly the South American championships. So
gotcha.
we don't always get the best one, but we do have that other championship, which is literally first place against first place, right? And we've won that already now. So as well. So we've got that covered. We've got this covered now. So that's fine. I think people are really excited. We're going to the Club World Cup.
We, as in just MLS.
MLS, Sounders.
We're not all
MLS. We're going to be represented there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's fine. I mean, I don't have anything against Seattle fans at all. So I'm just not a Seattle supporter. Glad they won it, but
it is funny given if the shoes were on the opposite feet. Like, so if you look at Italy, Juve fans won't root for Inter if they're in the Champions League final.
Right.
I doubt that that's going to be the case in any European league by any means. But saying that, it is something that it's along the lines of where we're as a whole, when it comes to the league, we're still young enough in the sense that we want to see the league be successful. Yeah. And at some point in the future, it may get to the point where people are, and there may be people in the league right now that are like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck. It's Seattle. I'm not a Seattle fan. I don't want to watch that shit." But again, it's nice because it is one of those things where like this is the first for an MLS side.
And I know there are some very obnoxious Seattle fans who think they invented soccer. I get it.
Fucking Buckeyes of soccer world. Swear to God.
I'm still going to support them when they go to the World Club Cup because it's important that we do have good representation there, especially if the format's going to be changing soon, which that's the rumor. The rumor is that they're going to include other teams now, and they're going to use different, they're going to use this. Then they're going to use whoever wins.
Rugby teams?
No. They're going to use the winner between the best MLS team and the first place Mexican team. That'll be another team that gets into the tournament. So there'll be 2 representatives from CONCACAF. There'll be 2 from South America. There'll be 3 or 4 from Europe. Anyhow, I'm hearing all kinds of weird shit. But the format's not going to change necessarily next time. But it will the time after that. So
I'm not saying that. Well, so first off, you said obviously the CONCACAF Champions League winner on, but then the MLS versus Liga MX's winner moves on too.
Yeah, well, that's
I feel like it's kind of not saying that the other leagues in CONCACAF are anything to write home to, but it's kind of a smack in the face to them.
I mean, but what else do you do? I mean, it's going to be a Mexican or American team, but all those other teams from those other countries do have a way to get in. They just got to beat Mexican teams and American teams to get there. But yeah, I don't know if that is going to be what happens, but we'll see. We shall see. I know. What was the other? I don't know. Anyhow, so things could change there. So I'm happy we're going. I'm not out of my mind about it, but will be there and watching to support them and hope they do well and represent us well. But it's not that exciting of a tournament generally. It just generally isn't. We already, well, I shouldn't say we always know who's going to be in the final because it doesn't always happen, but generally it happens.
Insert European Champions League team versus here versus South American team there.
Yeah. So there you go. On the other note, this week, just so people are up to date, Ethan Horvath did not play again.
No.
Yeah. Mighton went 5, but they lost.
Ooh.
They also lost. I was asking Pete on that one show, hey, does anybody know where Bianco went to? Well, he ended up in Nuremberg too. And he went 54, scored a goal for them.
Who?
Nuremberg's 2 team.
Who was the player?
Bianco. He was with Wolfsburg.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then they loaned him out to Victoria Berlin, and he barely ever played. And I'm like, what happened to that guy? I kept going to Victoria Berlin, and he was gone. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Wednesday, Malik Tillman went 90 for Bayern 2, and he did score.
Soon to go 90 for the United States national team.
So the rumors are. Taylor Booth did not dress. I don't know if he's injured or what the hell happened, but Christopher Scott went 32. So that's Bayern 2. And then on Thursday, Chandler was in the 18, didn't play. That's today. Sands in the 18 and Tyler Adams in the 18. They played each other, Sands and Adams. It was Rangers versus RB Leipzig. And RB Leipzig got their ass handed to them. And Adams didn't touch the field. So,
yeah, fuck you, coach.
And then more not touching the field for Tanner Tessman in the 18, didn't play. Busio got the last 30, got a yellow card in the loss. Sabby got a goal and a win for OB, went 84. Against Sunderjiski's Joe Gallegos, he went 64 at center forward for them in a loss. Conrad's still injured. And yeah, that's about it. That's all that's happening, folks. And this is about a good cutoff point.
Not a big midweek there. So yeah, man, what's up with Adams at Leipzig at this point, man? His time is spotty at best.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at some German publications and see what we can find out.
Is he on the chopping block as far as the transfers are concerned this summer?
That's not what I heard, but I mean, especially if they don't play him anymore, his price is going to start dropping. So if they plan on selling him, they need to play him.
Maybe it was last silly season, but I thought there were some EPL sides that were very interested in him.
Those were the rumors.
I couldn't.
Yeah, there were rumors. I just don't. I don't know. Like Leeds is always the big rumor. Of course, Jesse Marsh is there. That's why. But yeah, I'm not sure because he started a few games ago, and then lately no. I don't know. Just have to keep an eye on it. Mm-hmm. You knew Sands was probably not going to play that game.
Pretty much.
He doesn't really play that much. So moving abroad isn't always the answer, folks. I guess is the answer.
Yeah, there was the big conversation that Filippo brought up on Twitter today. That seems to have stirred up the honeypot. Is whether or not MLS is actually higher up on the list than SPL at this point. You have the likes of somebody like a Moeller coming back.
Yeah.
Mueller coming back to MLS. Sands isn't playing really. Mind you, he's also playing for the top team in SPL.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of the top teams, let's rephrase that.
Chris Durkin was sent home.
I thought he opted. Am I mixing that up with somebody else? I thought he opted to come home.
Was it? No. Ian Harkes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ian Harkes.
Ian Harkes came home? No, he's still there. No.
Was it Durkin then? It was Durkin who came, but he doesn't play in the SPL. He played for
Belgium or Denmark.
Belgium,
or one of those.
right?
Yeah. And he came home.
St. Truden.
He came home feeling super isolated during COVID times, I guess. That's what he reported in the article. So he felt isolated during that whole time. Didn't really have many friends on the team. The friends he did had ended up leaving one silly season, and then he's just there by himself, and he opted to head back home.
Well,
from what I've read,
wasn't helping him getting time with the national team anyhow. So what's the point? Ian Harkes, I think, is still with Dundee United.
No, he is. Yeah, somebody brought him up too, but
he didn't play. He's not playing a whole lot. He might be injured, would be my guess. I don't know, because he used to be a regular starter, and now he is, and then he isn't, then he is, then he gets 15, then he gets 10. What I don't know. Seems to be all over the place all of a sudden. So, okay, well, I think we're done here.
Yeah,
18 minutes.
Relatively short, guys.
Thank God. All right. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma. Thanks for your support. Buy a shirt. That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right.